I ain't got time, I ain't got skin for the lies again, for the lies. Hi, oh no, in spite of me, you always go. Forget the crying, take the air. Hi, I'm gone again. Hi, oh no, in spite of me, you always go. Forget the crying, take the air. Hi, I'm gone again. Gone again. Hi. Fire.
Hello, hello, angels. Welcome all to my MTV Cribs bedroom / sex dungeon. My name is Samantha Satan, your local soft dom trans femme, and you are watching Gender Query Slumber Party. Tonight we have several guests joining us for Kiki and a very sleepy, very lazy Kai Kai. Tonight, we are welcoming into my home folks such as the snake queen herself, Lamia, the big-titted cum dumpster, Yari, the oh so wholesome icon, Ebony Fierce, and their daughter and my roommate, Luna Johnette Fierce. We will also see the likes of the singing diva with the widest throat, Fairy Tyler Moore. And of course, we cannot forget my friend who is nearest and dearest to my ass, Paula Dean White. Hello. Now, before I open my doors and invite all these bitches into my chaotic good lifestyle, let me set the mood. Let's burn some sage, light a candle, smoke a blunt, whatever you need to get your body, mind, and soul into this trans excellence headspace. What I need to make myself feel whole is to swallow down my daily dose of testosterone be gone. Here we go. No more testosterone for me. Cheers, fuckers. Yes. Now, as I moan myself up, I want to let you all know that tonight I'm getting litty to celebrate my 1-year transiversary. Yes. In celebration of me and my affirmations, tonight we will be discussing the intricacies of existing as trans, as femme, and as sexual beings. Ooh, now that I feel like a woman, let's get these bitches talking and into my home. So let's start with Lamia. Hello, Lamia. How are you today?
I'm doing just great. Just getting my face on for the evening.
So I have a question for you, Lamia. You ready?
Yes.
I want to know so bad. How many cis men have you strangled with your snake tail today?
Today, I have at least 3 dead and 2 digesting. So I would say 5.
Yes. Wonderful,
Uh,
wonderful.
I'll have updates
And
later.
would you like to introduce yourself any further? Maybe say some social media.
Yes, if you're watching, make sure you follow me at the Lamia Queen. If you probably do already if you're watching, but make sure you're also following Bird Events because I will be performing live starting next Friday at Illusions at Taboo. So you want to get your tickets for that ASAP, motherfucker. So make sure you're getting into the new gig because it's my premiere as on the stage as Lamia. So I'd appreciate it if people came out.
Wonderful. All right, so let's move on to Yari. How you doing, Yari?
Hi. Hello, sibling. How are you?
Hey.
You look fantastic.
Thank you. She's a vision in
Happy
black.
anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you. I have a question for you, Yari.
Yes, Sib.
I want to know, how many cis men have you suffocated with your titties today?
Today alone, I would say in the low 20s.
Low 20s, low 20s. Beautiful. I think that's a fair amount. That's a good amount of dead cis men for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So let us now move on to Icon Ebony Fierce.
Hello, darling.
Hello, hello. How are you?
I'm feeling fabulous. How are you?
Oh, good. So I see something a little new about you. It looks like your lips have gotten just the tiniest bit more luscious. Tell us, what is your secret?
My secret is plenty of cops, and the big secret is that it's trans cops.
Yes, yes. So, just for folks who are interested in tipping any of our slumber party members tonight, you can Venmo Say 10 Studios.
Ooh.
But we're going to move on to our next lovely drag artist. Their name is rather, Luna Jonette Fierce. So Luna and I actually discovered that we share the same transanniversary date. We learned that today. So we are celebrating their bitch ass too. Yes, cunt. So I want to say happy transanniversary to you.
Thank you, Sid. Happy transanniversary to you too.
Yes. You're looking real good on the other side of my apartment. I will say that.
It's our apartment.
You're right.
A mess already.
On that note, let's move on. Our next, I keep wanting to say contestant, but y'all aren't contestants. But we have Barry Tyler Moore in the house. Yes. How are you, Barry?
Oh, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I am loving is this pink beard? I love it.
Oh, I just got my new my new little tights here, my little sports bra tight number. And I was like, I want to wear it. So let's do a casual, like light beat look with no brows, just, like a simple, like going to the gym look. And this is what happened. And I was like, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. So, as your mother, I know that your facial hair is like affirming to you, right? So
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, how many cis men have gotten lost in your beard today?
Well, so part of the reason that I have the beard and why it's so affirming to me is because I actually store the men inside my chins.
Oh yeah.
And so the hair provides some camouflage, so you can't see all of my victims that I've slowly absorbed throughout the day.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Very smart.
Because all trans people have the ability to absorb energies out of people and just devour them through our chins. Yeah. That's a fun fact about trans people that most cis people don't know.
It's true. I like to store them in my jaw. I got a very strong jaw.
It looks a little bit more chiseled that way. But I like to fit as many as possible, so I just the beard helps hide it.
Lovely. Well, welcome, Barry.
Thank you.
And last but certainly not least, we have Paula Dean White. Hello,
Me?
Paula. Yes,
Okay.
of course. How are you and your
Hi.
lovely breastises doing tonight?
Oh, we're very vivacious and filled with pop stickers.
Yes. So, Paula, as you know, you are very near and dear to my heart. You are
I
my
try.
sister, and I
Try.
love you.
I love
At the same
you.
time, I know airlines have been a little shitty, but I was wondering, how many cis men have you thrown off of planes to their death?
Well, in the lifetime history of my workings, I would have to say um, negative 3,000. That's around the amount of times that I have chosen to sacrifice myself.
Oh,
Yes, that's how I became a goddess, is, jumping off the planes in lieu of
yeah,
throwing
yeah.
the cis men off. But
Mhm.
then they couldn't survive anyway because there was no one there to give them their Coke Zero. So,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah,
I just,
go figure. They just
yeah.
wither away if no one's there to give them a Coke Zero. I found
Oh,
that very distressing.
oh, they sound so useless to me. Hmm.
They are.
Oh.
Do they
So,
accept? Do they
yes.
accept Mountain Dew though? That's the real
We
question.
don't have Mountain Dew on the plane. But yes, if we were to have it, I'm sure that would be acceptable.
Mm,
That's not
okay.
French, but I feel like you all can appreciate it.
Appreciate. Yeah, so in this session today, I want to keep this like nice and light and breezy. So I have a few questions that we can ponder on. You want to hear the first one?
Sure.
Yeah, you are ready. So we all have like different experiences when it comes to discovering our personal affirmations. Some of us, we might administer hormone therapy. Some of us might get facial feminization procedures. And some of us simply just get dolled up and beat our face and live our fantasies, using breast forms, fishnets, and of course, 2 pounds of makeup. So, in lieu of celebrating our trans bodies, I ask to every one of y'all, how do you achieve affirmation in your trans body, mind, or spirit?
I guess I'll start.
Okay.
I sort of touched on this on the last slumber party, and I am grateful to rehash it. But as a non binary individual, I feel often people get mistaken. They think, oh, or they get confused, not mistaken. That's the word.
Mm,
That's the confused because they don't know what to expect. And that is actually what I am most affirmed by. I love to juxtapose the femininity and masculinity and the he and the she and the they, and I throw it all into a big old pot and splash it on. Now, right now, I'm looking very ultra feminine.
mm.
However, all it takes is one paperclip to pop off, and there I am. There I am. It might actually happen. Who's to say? These double D's might become hairy breastises.
Ooh, we
We'll
love to
see.
see
But
it.
yes, affirmed by androgyny and confusing people. I love to do it.
Wonderful. Does anyone else want to chime in ways that they affirm their own bodies?
I feel affirmed by simply, I love just feeling like a carefree femme person listening to music, putting on makeup, lighting some candles, and just feeling ultimately divine.
Mm.
Feeling like royalty. I feel really affirmed that way. And also thinking about, cis men, you know, buckling down underneath my heels.
Yes, we
Kind
love to.
of like, Nefertiti. From back in the day, back in the ancient Egyptian days. Kind of like that video with Iman, Remember the Time, when she's like, send them to the lions. That's what.
Beautiful. Yari,
Hi, Seb.
Hi, Sim.
To me, I feel really affirmed when I imagine some of these lumpias to be cis men. Dip them in some really cute tangerine-based dip.
Mm.
I just bite their head off because I do that in real life anyway. But also, I found in 2021 really affirming shit. It's like collaborating with trans and non-binary folks from not only within our community but from outside of it as well, and just having that siblingry. And I feel super affirmed in that. And also, just to co-sign everything that Paula and Icon said because that's really important.
Oh, well, I appreciate that answer. We appreciate you and all the work that we do together.
Hanko.
Yes. Would anyone else like to join in on answering? How might you achieve affirmation in your trans body, mind, or spirit?
Well, one thing I've noticed during quarantine is that I'm perfectly content sitting around the house in sweats without needing really anything to affirm my gender until I am being perceived by other people. And then I'm like, I want to wear nail polish and feminine clothing and all that kind of stuff. So for me, a lot of my dysphoria comes from how other people perceive me. And so and how people refer to me and talk about me. And so it's kind of weird without being in public as much, being fine wearing sweats and a hoodie, which are neutral things, but I don't know, even in a baggy clothing, I'm I feel fine right now.
Can I interject just one
Yes,
thing?
of course.
I think it's odd that you wear clothing at home. I'm. If
I keep my
there
house
are-
cold and bundled
It's like
up.
if there's never a camera in front of me, I am butt ass naked, and that is the most affirming. Fuck a bag, fuck a sweatpant. I have my own.
I agree for sleeping, but I keep my house really cold, so unless I have blankets around me, I need to bundle up.
It's freezing in this bitch, and my nips are all out. But I walk around with a blanket. That's it.
Oh, might I suggest a weighted blanket? They're so lovely.
Oh, I don't know.
Right here. So heavy. It's just like
Too much.
Would anyone else like to answer my question?
Damn, those lumpia are crunchy.
I love them. My lumpias wanted to answer that
I'm
question.
jealous. I wish we could I could share some with you. We could trade. I could get some pot stickers from me, and I could get some lumpia.
2 non-binaries, 1 cup.
Oh.
One more time. Motherfucker. This reference one more time. I'm gonna come all the way down to South Philly, and I'm gonna kick your ass.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, nasty.
Oh my god. Pull up icon.
Okay, so
I
are we
can
ready to move
answer
on?
the question.
Oh, then yes, let's do it then.
Yes.
Yes, let's go.
A way that I achieve affirmation in my trans mind, body, and spirit is, being able to navigate the world in my full self, specifically as a Black trans woman, still being alive is an affirmation for me. And I feel like for me, being able to wake up and be unapologetically who I am. I always share mantras and things those things that will affirm me every day. And that's why I got this tattoo here. A woman who does not seek validation is the most feared individual on the planet. And being able to look at myself every day and read that, not seeking or internalizing what other people say, think, or do to me, and just being able to live free, be able to live free in my body and live freely in my spirit and live freely in my mind. Of course, dysphoria is real and all of those other things. And, You know, that's why for me, my transness looks like engaging in hormone replacement therapy. I got approved for top surgery. Like those things are also affirming. But being able to believe myself and realize where my triggers are, where I, you know, like realize where my triggers are, how I set boundaries, and being able to love myself wholeheartedly is how I'm able to achieve that affirmation, or how I'm able to just live, right, and survive, and recognizing that everybody on this panel, our existence is resistance, and being able to live unapologetically ourselves is inherently resistant regardless of the bullshit we may experience out there in them streets.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for sharing that. So powerful, so true, so
This
felt.
is like my fourth silent monkey, so I'm feeling it.
So I'm gonna move on to another question. Is that all right with y'all?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I think for me, a big part of feeling affirmed as a trans woman is experiencing sexual liberation. And, you know, this could look like using men for your pleasure and your pleasure alone. It could look like having a cute long-term little monogamous relationship that might not be for me, but it could be cute for someone else. Whatever your tease is, engaging in sexual and romantic liberation often boils down to self-love and self-worth and actively addressing mental health holistically. So I have two questions for y'all. The first is, what is sexual liberation to you? And then how do you achieve sexual liberation?
Honestly, for me, sexual liberation is living and breathing and being in your true body and learning how to explore that and learning how to communicate how to explore that with other people. Because one thing that people don't understand about trans bodies is that, you know, it's not a walking dildo or fleshlight. You cannot just use it however you want to. You know, everybody are human beings, you know, no matter where they come from and what experiences they have. So when you put yourself in a situation where you're just like, okay, I'm going to own my own body, I'm going to be my own body, I'm going to live free in my own body, and you relate to that with your own sexual liberation, and you communicate that with whoever you're with, whether you are poly or whether you are monogamous, it's freeing. And it can be the most rewarding thing ever. Otherwise, you know, people just won't understand. So, you know, it's a process, and it's a process that takes time to learn. Like, not everybody is going to get to that point overnight. But I think it's really helpful if other people, like we do, help other people get to that point.
Yes.
And affirming each other, and to take our time with each other, because people forget not everyone's a sexual person. Although we do live in a very hyper sexualized sort of society and culture and everything, and you know, we all celebrate, you know, polyamory and sexual liberation. Let's not forget about our demi trans people, our ace trans people, and people that's all on in the spectrum. We all deserve some sort of liberation within ourselves. So figuring out who you are and taking your time with it is not a race. And if you get to whatever point you get, and you are 100% planted in your feet to the ground with your head up to the sky, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
That was
I
so
love
sad.
that. That was so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that, Icon.
I just want to add on to what Icon said, that also
Please
a
do.
lot of us have experienced trauma. And so not only do you need to be mindful of people who are demi or ace, but also people who need more communication, people who need to set clear boundaries and talk about those things thoroughly before. So there's a lot tied up in the trans and queer experiences that consent is mandatory and important.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that, Barry, because I think a lot of people, and I'm very public about my experiences with sex. And I think a lot of my connection to my own sex is unfortunately marked by sexual abuse. And I'm trying to take that back for myself. I'm trying to be a survivor and not play this role of like victim all the time. So one thing that has been helping me specifically is just playing a dom role in my sexual relations and taking my consent back by I know it sounds like weird, but like by pushing it, by forcing my consent in. And it could look like little things like someone's in my bed and I tell them exactly what I want and need them to do and then ask afterwards, you okay with that? Because that's what I need you to do right now. And that's been helping me a shit ton. But we will get into practices a little bit later in the next question. So if anyone else wants to answer how you are sexually liberated or what sexual liberation means to you.
It's such a hard question.
It's a tough question because it's different for everybody. I feel like for me in my journey of sexual liberation, a lot of things relating to what everyone brought up about like taking back the power and like overcoming trauma and growing and learning with your own body and trying to see what works best with you to feel it out. Like in my own experience, I only learned that through like being like more or into femdom roles and allowing myself to feel that power instead of shrinking myself and being like, no, like nobody wants to see you, you're a trans woman, like it's like you gotta hide it. Like no, like trying to capture that power and that like femininity and what puts like the man beneath your heel or the things that give me actual gender affirmations of like, okay, like this femininity is beyond just my body. This is my spirit and the way my spirit interacts with other bodies. Like that's tying back with the last question and this question.
Thank you so much for saying that. I feel like affirmed just by hearing it.
It's difficult for me in particular. So I think of things like I am in my head a hypersexed individual. Like it's pertinent. However, I'm also very demi. So it's weird to navigate that role because oftentimes in our queer community, that that getting to know people and liking them on a personal level and a friend level and an intellectual level is like put to the wayside for people who want hookups. And I'm not a hookup kind of person. I will have sex constantly with someone that I know. But for other people, that's weird. If they're not in a relationship, shut up. If they're not in a relationship with someone, they think, oh, it's weird. It's just, for me, I don't think either is weird. I just don't like when people think I'm weird for like, they're like, oh, we're too close. And I'm like, what? What does that mean? Wouldn't you want to be with someone you trust? Like, that isn't going to lie to your face and cause you to have whatever, catch chlamydia. It's one shot, but it's annoying. I'd rather be with somebody that I know is going to give me the chlamydia and then disappear. You know? So it's weird. It is peculiar in the sense that and it's also really difficult for me with the COVID stuff because I'm so anxious that I don't even want to get to know anyone digitally, because then I'm like, if I start chatting with you and start to get to know you and start to like you, I'm still not going to meet your ass. Unless you're recently recovered from COVID, because there's that refractory period of safe encounters where you can't really transmit it, or you're vaccinated, which is rarer than it seems online. So I'm just all it's been quite a while for the Paula for multiple reasons. These things are hot and they're coming off soon, y'all. Just be ready. Just be ready for them to fly off. But yeah, so I don't know. And it took me a while to realize what Demi was because it has such a negative stigma. So a lot of people have the thought that Demi people think they're better than other people, or that
put
it's
us in
not
a
a real
box.
thing. Yeah. Or that it's not a real thing, or you put it in like, oh, I met this one Demi person and they were obnoxious, so I assume everyone's like that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Or they
no,
assume that because
What
we're
are you talking
Demi
about,
that
Demi
we
Moore?
like. Well,
Yeah. Yes, Demi Moore.
People think that if you're Demi, that you like also are monogamous and that you also like want a relationship specifically. And it's like you can be Demi and just like need a connection with someone and not like necessarily want a relationship or like a more
Exactly.
serious connection. Like some people are like, yeah, I need to be like in love before I can have sex. That's one version of Demi, but some other Demi people are like, I need to feel a vibe with someone. It needs to feel like I need to be friends with them first to get to know them and trust them before I can feel like sexual towards them.
It
And
has
that's
to be a
a valid
genuine.
type of demisexuality.
Exactly. I don't have to marry you. I don't even have to be in a relationship with you, like a romantic one. It's just I want to know the person. And that's it. More than their name and a dick pic or a butt pic, whatever. But
I find that I want to know the people I'm sticking my dick into. I do want to know them, but I think something that I struggle with is that I'm very open that I'm polyamorous, I'm pansexual, and when folks hear those words, they immediately think this person's very open, this person's very easy, this person's not going to use condoms, this person's going to be a slut, and so on. They're going to do all the freaky shit, and some of those things are true, but most of them are not.
exactly, because I consider myself poly, I consider myself pan, and I consider myself Demi. Get out of here. I, I also don't lie to myself with the verseness. I have attempted so many times to bottom, and it's just not working. So, if someone wants to teach me the ropes after we're both vaccinated, and yeah, hit me up. Do you know me? Let's go on a date.
I've got little plugs. I've got medium plugs that vibrate. I've got
green white Satan. You get.
I just want to say, I think all but one of us is single.
Oh.
So shoot your shot.
What does slumber party become like the rotating dating table? Like,
this actually was an entire scheme just to get us all partners.
Here's your 5 seconds with Samantha Satan, and then 5 seconds with Lamia, and then 5, and just rotate, and then you're out of there.
That sounds like a fun night, though.
That'll be our next thing, and then right after that, divorce court. We all found that we like the same person.
Okay, so I have one more question before we run out of time, and it's regarding sex. We keep on the same subject. So whenever we do discuss sex, it often, as it just did, is necessary to discuss sexual partners, right? So trans folks, we often express that dating, especially in Philly, can be a bit hectic and, like Barry said, for some traumatic. And I don't want to harbor on our trauma when we're trying to celebrate ourselves today. But I do think we can discuss affirmations and safety. So I ask, how do we navigate sexual partners and safety? Like, are we using dating apps? Do we have a system to vet who we engage with? How do we choose who we get down and dirty with safely?
I have a tip, and I think that you can vet a trade that goes in your house if they're good or not. If the first thing they ask is to use your bathroom, then that trade got to get the fuck out of that house. I'm serious. Y'all are laughing now, but it's true. That trade got to get the fuck out of that house. You come into my house and you have the audacity to ask for my bathroom, I invited you. Get the fuck out. That's it.
I don't.
Honey.
I don't understand that. But I'm sure you have your reasonings. What's
That's my
that?
reasonings.
It's nothing. It's nothing to understand.
Yeah, there's
I'm,
nothing to there's
I'm
nothing
like,
to
I'm
understand.
confused by it, but to each their own.
Y'all, my trans and non-binary fan watching this, if you know, you know. So like
Yeah.
I
Well, I know I have the I go on these cycles where like I'm on Grinder, and fortunately it does have more categories where I can say I'm non-binary, I prefer they them pro, like I could put more stuff on there now, so it's more people that know what they're getting into sometimes, like, oh, you're not just your typical cis person. But then it also, there's an issue with that, because then I get people who think they know what those words mean, or think they know what that is, and then they're just like, it's just, I get very weird messages, or I get no messages, or I get really aggressive messages, and I was like, you didn't read my profile, did you? So it's just stupid. So the vetting process for me is loneliness.
Damn.
I don't trust these hoes. That's the big issue, though. I don't trust what comes with the demi part. It's not even. I haven't tried. Like, it's like, let's even before COVID, I was like, let's go to this coffee shop in Center City, and we'll hang out. No, I don't want to do that. Well, then what do you want to do? Oh no, I'm not doing. I don't know you. I'm not doing that. And that's not to say I haven't had hookups. That's not to say, there haven't been one night stands. It happens. I'm not against any of those things. I'm not. That's just not what I'm for either. Does that make sense? It's not what I'm after.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's not what I'm
100%,
after.
Paula. Like, I literally, every time I've invited someone to my house without meeting them elsewhere first, I've regretted it every single time. So like, even like, I met up with someone during the pandemic where we had both been isolated and recently tested. And I still was like, let's meet at this outdoor coffee shop, get a coffee, and go for a walk. And we went for a walk in the snow. I was like, I don't care if it's fucking cold. We're not going somewhere where we are alone in a private residence until I have gotten a sense of you and gotten to know you a little bit. It's not happening.
Yeah, I get the anxiety just spikes real hard, and I'm like, okay, I got pepper spray in that drawer, I got a knife in that drawer. If shit pop off, I'm also, mixed martial art trained to an extent, so I'll fuck them up. but I don't want to do
like
that.
The demi piece of it also, like, there's like something that with me is like, if I meet someone, like, I could see their pictures, I could see videos of them, I could like have talked to them on the phone, or like, but until I meet them in person, I don't know if I'm feeling it or not.
That's true.
Like, I don't know until we're face to face whether or not I'm feeling this.
Because some people can type better than they can actually engage.
Yes.
Some people take really good pictures that are lies, and you're like, you don't look the same. But I know that's you, but you don't look the same. What happened?
Yeah. So something that I've been doing. Okay, so there's this West Philly bull who is really nice. He's a professional dom. They've sent me this like awesome document, just like going through like what to expect if you were to commission them for a session. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make something like this for myself. And so what I've done is I've literally made a list of all what consent looks like for me, what I want my body to be called, how I would like to be cared for in terms of aftercare, what are all my kinks, and there's a list of all the things that define me, my consent, and my sex. And so I send this to folks who are interested, and if they engage with it in a way that I feel is more than just like oh, that's fun, that's cute, then I'll be like, okay, maybe.
Next step. Next question on the questionnaire. I get it.
And I even gave them a little bit of a survey, and they'll fill out a survey, and I'll get to know like what the session's going to look like, because I'm not gonna invite someone over without a contract that's saying I can fuck them or not. It's
Yeah.
annoying when you're just like, oh yeah, I want to do this thing, and then they come over here and they get shy. I'm not about it, or they're just like complete tops, and they won't.
That's me though. I talk a lot of game over text messages. Then in person, I'm a little shy. I'm like, let's take this a little slower. But that's people need to realize this when you're talking to someone over an app, over text message, like regardless of the level of like comfort you've had in that space, like meeting in person is a new conversation. Like regardless if we sexted or like got deep or whatever, like I still don't know you like that.
And it's important. I think Barry touched on something important, and I think we all innately know this, that if you are out there and if you're inviting someone over, like you are essentially risking yourself, because there is a lot of violence, in our community perpetuated by cis men, and it is very scary to let alone invite someone. So I understand Barry's place of like, I want to meet someone first. I want to meet someone outside before I invite them into my home. And some of us, sadly, like we don't have that kind of luxury. So, like there are so much violence that happen in our community that goes unnoticed because one, people don't care about it, and then two, we're like the most marginalized out of the marginalized group in LGBTQ. So it's like, who do we turn to? And we still need to be loved. We still need to be fuck. That's why, I hate trades using my bathroom. I also and I also just to go back to affirmation, to me, using trade is so affirming. And I'm not saying like use human beings. I'm saying that like these motherfuckers that fetishize us, that calls us a C-slur, all of that, and like, but demonize us in public. I love using those guys because I would fucking run them down to the ground before they run me down to they run me out.
That's why I prefer people. Like I prefer people because they at least in some way, shape, or form have some type of understanding or experience. Like, So I've been in too many situations where I've been with Trey. Too many Trey be asking for my bathroom. Bitch, I don't got time. This Trey came over the other day. Well, I call them Butch Queen Up and Trey because they're like actually Butch Queen Up and Trey. And then I walked into the bathroom and this motherfucker left a Still Reserve can on top of the toilet. And I'm like, yo, you drinking in my bathroom? Like, you wasn't going to share that Still Reserve? So I completely understand on not letting them use your bathroom.
Thank you. Thank you, Sam.
Like,
that's my next EP, y'all. Fucking get the fuck out of my bathroom.
And I'm not a Word document join like Samantha over here, but I do engage in conversations like with sexual partners around what I like, what I enjoy, and I'd like to hear that back, like what they like, what they enjoy. I'm also like I'm a switch even like in real life. Like I feel like I need somebody else to be a switch. Like, I need to be able to have that same energy. And like, people do have this misconception that like, oh, I can be a straight top or a straight bottom or a straight dom, a straight sub. But it's like, no, like I really like that like switchy energy. Like just because I'm versed doesn't mean that like, I can just be a bottom or just be the top. And yeah, so I engage in conversations with people whom I'm attracted to, whom I want to engage in sexual relationships with. We can be friends or we cannot be friends. It don't really matter to me. We don't gotta be friends, because I like to cut it up. And however, bitch, we're best friends the moment you walk into my door, the minute I walk into your door. And bitch, I got that heat. So if the trade want to try it, or if the Butch Queens want to try it, or if the other folks want to try it, I got that heat. because you cannot be out here navigating the world without some form of protection. So
Yeah, it gets me the communication and the lack thereof. Because there's other times where I've had people where I thought, oh yeah, I'm getting to know this person. We've been chatting for forever. Yeah, let's hang out. And then they get there and won't speak. Have you had this? Like, oh, they stop talking, and I'm like, well, you were messaging. What's going on? And I know for me, I'm quieter when it's speaking because I've had some voice insecurities in the past, and I get that. So I try to counter it by asking questions, forcing myself to ask questions. But that communication, it just like, ugh. And then communication during sex, y'all need to keep that up. Y'all gotta communicate during.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, literally,
Yeah.
I
I
asked a
don't
lot
like
of
them
questions.
talking though. Like while we're having sex, I don't want you to talk.
Well, see,
Like,
that's where we
Well,
differ. Because
But if
want to know
I ask
what's
you a
going
direct
on.
question, you got to
Oh my God.
answer. Like if I ask you if you like that or no, you can't give me a maybe because I don't know
I mean,
whether to stop or keep going.
If Barry is fisting you,
answer me like that, but don't you just tell me about your day and about your baby mom. I don't got time.
Not that
well,
kind of
okay, so I
talking,
just
not
learned.
that.
They
just
do
learned from
that.
Barry.
They really do that.
Oh wow.
Wait,
Well,
what's the
I just want to know if this
Wait a minute,
position
wait a
is
minute, wait a minute,
comfortable or not.
I mean, yes, and like
Wait,
I'll communicate that during
y'all.
sex. But I
I
don't
got a
have time.
question. I got
What's
a
your
question.
question?
Do people really be having whole full ass conversations while
Yes.
somebody's sticking their dick right up inside your reach?
No, not during.
You're a big bro.
It's like and be like, so how was work?
Yes,
Like, and I'm like, what?
Like, okay, so
Be right here and maybe asking you questions.
so literally
So how was your
yesterday,
day?
yesterday,
Oh no.
Well,
So,
the ask was.
So what did you major in college?
Ooh, I just felt my lumpia hit my stomach.
wonderful.
What in God's name?
All right, so
Wow.
y'all, just so you knows, it is 2 minutes to 8. That is our show.
Oh,
It's our bedtime.
well, Sib, can I ask for like a really heavy favor? Can we, before we close the show down or whatnot, can we jam to use him back?
Yes! Except first, I want to do a little bit of a shout out.
Yes.
First, I want to recognize these lovely earrings that I have on. Oh, we've got these right here. Look how beautiful. Look how cute.
Glittery.
Lovely.
Is that
lovely.
purple?
This is from my good Judy. Tie Unique.
Yes.
And then over here is a creation from Sweater Grandpa.
Yeah.
Ow.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
actually forgot. I was
Both of
gonna
those
wear my
work.
Dolly Parton earrings from Sweater Grandpa, and I forgot to wear them.
Oh.
Well, look at you.
And then lastly, I have this wonderful dress over here. This wonderful outfit that came
Yes.
from Trade, who I cut out of my life. So let's thank
I know
you to
that's
him.
right.
I know that's right.
Thank you, Trade.
Oh my. Oh
Can I
my.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so you see this lace front, right? 26 inches. It was created by me. Okay. Yes, bitch. So I do wigs too. So stay pressed by Luna. Just don't do press ons, bitch. I do lace frontals, front backs, front side burns as well.
Oh,
Oh.
facts, y'all. Wait. Oh, sorry. Can I shout out someone that we all know? I got some beautiful ass nails, y'all, and they're pressed by Luna. So check out Pressed by Luna. Their work
The
is
red ones?
amazing.
You
Their
gotta
hair
stay
is
pressed.
amazing.
Stay
Stay
pressed.
pressed. Stay pressed.
The red
Um,
sequin ones.
just a
those are
couple
so
more.
good.
Sorry, I would like to give a shout out to the wonderful House of Iman. Coco Iman is the creator of these wonderful glasses that are shining, shimmering, splendid. Please check out her page. She is amazing. She is beautiful inside and out. And also Atlas from Florida, who is an amazing designer. I love them so much. So I hope that y'all check out these wonderful folks who are our family. So
Can I ask, what are you wearing on your ears?
I'm sorry. These are
yes.
these are Yari Popper earrings. I call them Yari X Henlo because they are made by the amazing, very queer Henlo Bullfrog, who is an amazing designer, and they have so much talent that I just can't even list them all. So check out Henlo Bullfrog as well. Thank you so much, Samantha, for reminding me that. And these are for sale. They're limited. Hit me up in my DMs.
I got a pair.
So I also want to shout out something. So next week, shows are coming back to Taboo. In case y'all didn't forget, I'm the event manager at Bird Events, so that means I've been working nonstop ever since the announcement yesterday. And that means, I'm back to working again. So if you would like to come out to Taboo, I'll be performing 7 times throughout the weekend. I have Illusions next Friday. I have Brunch Saturday, Illusions Saturday night. And I also have Brunch Sunday morning. And I also have Spotlight this weekend, which will be my own Ebony's Confessions Live. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And also, right after the show, head over to twitch.tv/Bird Events for RuPaul's Drag Race UK. On that note, I have to throw on a wig, throw on a little dress, and I will see y'all over there. Thank you for inviting me.
Later,
Of course. You're always welcome.
Yes.
All right,
y'all. That's our show. I hope you had a wonderful, fantastic, splendiferous time.
and I hope you enjoy the following track, "Using Back" by my lovely daughter Yari.
Yes.
Bye.
I'm so gay.
Are you gonna lip sync to it?
We all
Let's all lip sync to it. Yes.
I only know 15 seconds from TikTok.
turn it up.
Boys have pussies and girls have dicks. No, chasers are mad cause they wanna lick. I know it's for the fetish, it makes me sick. But tonight I'm gonna use him back. Boys have pussies and girls have dicks. No, chasers are mad cause they wanna lick. I know it's for the fetish, it makes me sick. But tonight I'm gonna use him back. No. 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 I'm a high roller, mind controller, baby. I am moving closer, tied him by the legs. Got his egg, now he's easy over, easy lover. Drinking's over, I don't think this man is sober. Lying on the floor, fast asleep, but I'm undercover. Excuse me, just shaking your jewelry. I don't cry no tears for this cis man that abused me. So use me, but you will not reduce me. I have taken all your shit to the land of beauty. Boys have pussies and girls have dicks. No, chasers are mad cause they wanna lick. I know it's for the fetish, it makes me sick. But tonight I'm gonna use him back. Boys have pussies and girls have dicks. No, chasers are mad cause they wanna lick. I know it's for the fetish, it makes me sick. But tonight I'm gonna use him back. No.
Where'd Yari go?
No, 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 no. No, 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 no,
Yari
no,
left her own song.
I was like, I don't know the words. I gotta go.
I'm also realizing that all of us are probably 2 seconds off because of the delay.
I don't give a shit.
Come on, latency.
Spill him
Oh,
over.
look at them going down.
Over gasolina is the odor, light it all on fire. Master blaster layer, Stevie Wonder fooled me, was fully wrapped around your pinky. Take my innocence and then you tell me I am guilty. Pretty filthy, you mentally confuse me. You try to bring me down, but let me say it for you clearly. Boys have pussies and girls have dicks. No, chasers are mad 'cause they wanna lick. I know it's for the fetish, it makes me sick. But tonight I'm gonna use him back. Boys have pussies and girls have dicks. No, chasers are mad 'cause they wanna lick. I know it's for the fetish, it makes me sick. But tonight I'm gonna use him back. Tonight I'm gonna use him back.
What is that? What's that rhythm?
Just a little something.
You made your own song.
I just wanted to watch y'all, so I was like, I'm gonna dip out and then just look at all of y'all and see if y'all know the lyrics.
And who knew the lyrics? Who knew them?
Thank y'all for watching. Tune into Slumber Party next month every first Thursday. See you soon.
Bye.